Making headlines. The foreign minister reiterates importance of regional cooperation, climate change, and diplomacy in the Asia-Pacific during a high-level panel at the 4th Antalya Diplomacy Forum. Maldives' newly appointed envoy to the International Renewable Energy Agency, also known as IRENA, has presented credentials to the agency chief, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said on Friday. A mass rally was held in Malay City on Friday where a large number of Maldivians gathered to express their solidarity with the people of Palestine amidst the ongoing genocide in Gaza. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Abdullah Ahil. And now the news in detail. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdullah Halil, has underscored the importance of regional cooperation, climate action, and diplomacy in the Asia-Pacific during a high-level panel at the 4th Antalya Diplomacy Forum. The minister participated in the forum on Friday following an invitation extended by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Turkey, Hakan Fidan. Minister Dr. Halil participated in the high-level panel discussion on geostrategic dynamics in the Asia-Pacific, alongside Dr. Atsushi Tsunami, President of the Sasakawa Peace Foundation, and Professor Jagannath Panda, head of the Stockholm Center for South Asian and Indo-Pacific Affairs. The session was hosted in collaboration with the Sasakawa Peace Foundation of Japan. During the discussion, Minister Halil shared insights into the evolving geopolitical landscape in the region and addressed key global issues like climate change that have profound implications on small island developing states. He also underscored the importance of dialogue and diplomacy in tackling emerging global threats and noted the critical role of regional and multilateral organizations in mitigating tensions. In his remarks, Minister Halil also emphasized the strategic significance of the Maldives' geographic position, noting that the security and prosperity of the nation are deeply interconnected with the broader stability of the region. Maldives' newly appointed envoy to the International Renewable Energy Agency, also known as IRENA, has presented credentials to the agency. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz appointed Ambassador of Maldives to the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed Hussein Sharif, as the country's new envoy to IRENA. The ministry said Ambassador Sharif presented his letter of credence to Director General of IRENA, Francesco Lacamera, in an official ceremony held at the agency's headquarters in Abu Dhabi, UAE. During the ceremony, the ambassador conveyed appreciation of the Maldives government for IRENA's role in advancing renewable energy initiatives, as well as IRENA's technical assistance, support, and contributions to Maldives. Ambassador Sharif further expressed commitment to strengthening the cooperation with IRENA and work towards achieving the renewable energy goals of the Maldives. Director General Lacamera welcomed the ambassador to his new role and reiterated IRENA's commitment to supporting the Maldives. IRENA is an intergovernmental organization officially established in 2009. At present, IRENA consists of 169 member states. The Maldives has been an active member of IRENA since its formation, including in the capacity of Vice Chair of the Assembly of IRENA following the elections in 2013. In October 2017, the inaugural meeting of the Renewable Island Energy, IRE, was also held in the Maldives. A mass rally was held in Malay City on Friday, where a large number of Maldivians gathered to express their solidarity with the people of Palestine amidst the ongoing genocide in Gaza. The event, held in support of Palestine, entitled With Gaza, was organized by religious scholars and religious associations and organizations of the Maldives. A special motorcycle rally was held as part of the event yesterday evening, starting from Ras Fannu area and traveling along Amini Magu and Majidi Magu before returning to its starting point. A large number of people participated in the event, with demonstrators carrying banners and placards in Palestinian colors and displaying slogans of support of Palestinian rights. Speakers called for an immediate end to Israel's continued attacks on Gaza, the obstruction of humanitarian aid, and the suffering endured by the Palestinian people. A special prayer for victory for the Palestinian people was offered to conclude the event. Minister of Health Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim says that the government's efforts to address the shortage of prescription medicine in the Maldives are beginning to show results. The government has identified pharmaceutical spending as one of the most significant and wasteful areas in the healthcare system. According to Asanda Company Limited, which manages the National Health Insurance Scheme, over half of its total expenditure goes towards the importation of medicine, a cost that continues to rise annually. In response, President Dr. Mohammad Muiz has instructed relevant authorities to prevent the sale of imported medicines at excessively high profits. To ensure availability, the government has also directed the State Trading Organization, also known as STO, the country's largest pharmaceutical wholesaler, to expand its coverage to include all prescription drugs listed under the National Essential Medicine List. While these reforms initially caused supply disruptions and service delays, Minister Nazim said that countermeasures have now been rolled out and they are starting to take effect. He added that the government will continue to monitor the situation closely and intervene where necessary to resolve any emerging issues. Efforts to streamline pharmaceutical supply through STO, the minister noted, will also help strengthen the organization's governance and improve its human resource capacity. The presidential palace denies allegations of extravagant spending by President Dr. Mohammad Muiz and the First Family, asserting that expenses have actually decreased under the current administration compared to previous governments. The claims were made by opposition-aligned Channel 13, which accused the First Family of indulging in excessive spending during a weekend visit to the presidential retreat in Arah. Minister of the Presidential Palace, Iqbal Adam, dismissed the accusations as completely baseless in a statement to PSM News. He stated that the administration has taken a firm stance on cost-cutting, particularly in light of the country's current economic situation. The minister also revealed that operational costs at the Presidential Palace have been significantly reduced under President Muiz's leadership. He further condemned the allegations as deliberate attempts to tarnish the president's reputation and called for responsible reporting and political discourse. The mesmerizing bioluminescent shores of Vadu Ra Atoll, renowned for their ethereal blue glow, have served as the inspiration for the new design of a laptop by the international technology company Asus Tech Computer Incorporated. The captivating natural phenomenon, where the beach appears to sparkle at night, gained global attention through viral social media photographs, leading to an increase in tourism to the Ra Atoll Island.
The design of the laptop, officially named Vadu Island Maldives Luminous Blue by Asus, was unveiled at the Design You Can Feel exhibition held in Milan, Italy on 7th April. Asus has described the exterior of the laptop as reflecting the enchanting blue luminescence visible in the beach and waters surrounding Vadu. This unique laptop is part of a special edition of Asus ZenBook series, which focuses on incorporating natural landscapes into its designs. The Asus ZenBook Ceraluminum Signature Edition features not only the Maldivian vista, but also iconic natural scenes from Iceland, Turkey, and Jordan. This collection highlights the beauty of various global locations through the lens of technology. While Asus has presented these new laptops, the company has yet to announce a specific date when they will be available for purchase. Given its status as a special signature edition within the ZenBook line, each laptop will be sold as a package including an Asus pen, a mouse, and a leather sleeve. The selection of Vadu's bioluminescent beach underscores the global recognition of the Maldives' natural beauty, which is a primary draw for tourists. The inspiration derived from the Redan bioluminescence that intermittently appears on Maldivian beaches further showcases the unique ecological attractions of the island nation.
The national carrier Maldivian announces the launch of a special direct flights between Velena International Airport (VIA) in Male and Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. These special operations are scheduled for 3 days this month on the 27th, 29th, and the 30th of April. These flights will be serviced by Maldivian's fleet, utilizing both narrow-body Airbus A320 and wide-body Airbus A330 aircraft.
According to the airline, the decision to operate these flights aims to facilitate smoother travel between the two nations. Malaysia currently hosts a substantial number of Maldivian residents, with the number of Maldivians traveling to the country for diverse purposes steadily increasing. Additionally, the airline noted that these flights would cater to the growing influx of Malaysian tourists visiting the Maldives. Statistics from the Ministry of Tourism and Environment indicate that over 19,000 Malaysian tourists visited the Maldives last year. Maldivian noted that this is not the first instance of special and seasonal flights connecting Maldives and Malaysia, highlighting an establishment demand for such services. The airline anticipates that these special operations will provide convenient travel options for those planning journeys to Malaysia. The announcement comes amid a period of expansion for the national carrier. Maldivian took delivery of a new wide-body aircraft on 6 January this year, enabling the airline to broaden its route network. Recent developments include the commencement of flights to 3 major cities in China, Chengdu, Beijing, and Shanghai, which have reportedly received positive feedback. Furthermore, Maldivian is preparing to launch flights to Thailand and Europe utilizing the capabilities of its wide-body aircraft. Tickets for the special flights to Kuala Lumpur are now available for purchase, according to Maldivian social media channels. Interested travelers can book their seats via the airline's official website or by contacting their 24-hour call center at 1671.
And now some insight into the business world. Maldives Inland Revenue Authority, MIRA, reports $291.2 million in revenue collected last month, which is 15.1% more than the same period last year.
According to the last month's revenue collection report, the actual total revenue collection is 26.1% more than forecast for March this year. MIRA said the revenue increase compared to March 2024 was primarily due to the increment in collection of tax revenues, as the tax deadlines of February 2025 were extended to 3rd March as the initial deadline coincided with the public holiday. In addition to this, the receipt of lease period extension fee led to a favorable increment in revenue, as the fee is paid at the taxpayer's discretion and do not as per a specific schedule, MIRA added. According to the report, GST was the biggest revenue generator with $123.2 million, which is 57.1% of total revenue collections. Tourism land rent was second with 11.4%, followed by green tax with 8%. Income tax collection in March stood at $12.1 million, $10.5 million in lease period extension fee, while MIRA also collected $10.2 million in airport development fee. The report said USD revenue collection for last month was $174 million.
A UK economist says that uncertainty will stay in the global markets despite US President Donald Trump temporarily lowering the hefty duties less than a day after imposing them on dozens of countries.
White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett said that the Trump administration is weighing offers from more than a dozen countries on tariff deals and is close to reaching agreements with some of them.
We would far from say that uncertainty is over. We may have a brief pause for now with this 90-day pause on reciprocal tariffs, but it's still not clear what the end game is for Mr. Trump in terms of tariffs and how countries will negotiate. I think uncertainty is definitely here to stay, at least for the time being.
Trump kept the pressure on China, the world's second economy and second biggest provider of U.S. imports, with an increase of tariffs on Chinese imports to 125% from the 104 level that kicked in on April 9th.
The 125% additional tariff on China is huge, and there does get to a point where the US increasing the tariff on China doesn't have any impact because there must be a point where the tariff is so high that no trade takes place. It's not clear where that point may be, but we're certainly in a world where tariffs keep escalating between the US and China, and there doesn't seem to be an end point. So there could be consequences for Europe and the UK from that, in terms of China can no longer be competitive in sending its goods to the US, so it so-called dumps these goods elsewhere, causing disinflationary pressures in the Eurozone, in the UK, and other countries, which certainly would be a good thing in a high inflation environment.
China rejected what it called threats and blackmail from Washington.
Gold prices breached the crucial 3,200-ounce level for the first time on Friday on April 11th, fueled by a weaker dollar and an escalating trade war that sent investors rushing towards safe haven assets.
Spot gold XAU was up 0.6% at $3,192.79 an ounce as of 0555 GMT. Bullion scaled an all-time peak of $3,219.84 earlier this session and has gained around 5% this week. U.S. gold futures GCCV1 climbed nearly 2% to $3,237.50. The dollar DXY was down nearly 1% against its major peers, making greenback-priced bullion cheaper for overseas buyers. Major stock indexes also fell after U.S. President Donald Trump ratcheted up the tariffs on Chinese imports to 145%, but hit a 90-day pause on previously announced tariffs for dozens of countries. China has been matching Trump's tariff hike, sparking fears that Beijing could push duties on the U.S. beyond the current 84%. U.S. consumer prices fell unexpectedly in March, but inflation risks are titled to the upside, data showed. Traders now bet that the Fed will resume cutting rates in June and probably reduce by a full percentage point by the end of 2025.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney addresses supporters at a rally, emphasizing his government's commitment to countering U.S. tariffs with retaliatory measures aimed at minimizing impact on Canada while inflicting, quote, maximum pain in the U.S.
Carney assured the crowd that funds from these tariffs would be used to protect Canadian workers and businesses.
We are fighting unjustified U.S. tariffs, including those on steel and autos, with counter tariffs of our own. And those are designed to cause maximum pain in the United States, but have only a minimal impact here in Canada. We are protecting our workers and businesses because we're using every dollar that we collect from those retaliatory tariffs, and we use it to protect our workers. But above all, what we are doing is we are building Canada strong.
Rally attendees expressed confidence in Carney's leadership, highlighting his focus on free trade and climate change initiatives.
Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez says that Spain favors a more balanced relationship between the European Union and China based on negotiations to resolve differences and cooperation in areas of common interest in Beijing after meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping.
Sanchez's visit aims to forge closer economic and political ties with Beijing amid the global fallout of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff policy, seeking to position Spain as an interlocutor between China and the Eastern European and attract Chinese investment. At the start of their meeting, Sanchez said that Spain saw China as a partner to the EU. Officially, the bloc described China as a partner for cooperation, an economic competitor, and a systematic rival in its 2019 strategy. After Vietnam, China was the last step of a 3-day visit in Asia for the Spanish Prime Minister. It was Sanchez's third visit to the country in as many years.
Australian sprinting prodigy Gout Gout runs the 100 meters in a wind-assisted 9.99 seconds twice in Perth to underline his enormous potential.
The 17-year-old schoolboy who has earned comparisons to Jamaican great Usain Bolt clocked 9.99, 3.5 meters per second in the heats of under-20 national championships at the WA Athletic Stadium and matched it exactly in the final, 2.6 meters per second, after an uneven start out of the blocks.
That's what I was hoping for. I didn't get the start I anticipated, but I just focused on what I needed to focus on, got through my drive pace and kept powering through, and then saw the clock, so can't be happier than that.
Gout was bidding to become the second Australian to break the 10-second barrier more than 20 years after Patrick Johnson ran 9.93 in Mito, Japan in 2003. While Gout's best legal time remains 10.17, Thursday's run improved on his wind-assisted 10.04 at the National School Championships last December.
Bahrain International Airport unveiled a stained glass art installation entitled Concordia, created by renowned British artist Sir Brian Clark.
The artwork, spanning over 34 meters in width and 17 meters in height, consists of 127 panels and was crafted over 2.5 years and installed in 296 hours, according to its senior project manager, Fatima Noor. Clark described Concordia as a kinetic work of art, emphasizing its dynamic interaction with light and its ability to cast vibrant pools of colors across the airport's interior.
It is called Concordia because it's been, I would go so far as to be, it's been almost lifelong ambition of mine to design a work of architectural substance that deals in its...
The installation features a unique blend of Islamic and Western artistic elements, the British artist added, symbolizing a harmonious connection between different regions of the world.
The project took almost 2.5 years to produce the glass panels, and it took us 296 hours only to do the installation of 127 panels. The panels were produced in one of the only areas in Germany that they do the stained glass.
Clark, unable to attend the unveiling and speaking from London due to health reasons, expressed his lifelong ambition to create an architectural work of art that fosters unity and joy. He highlighted the importance of stained glass as a medium that transcends traditional static art forms. Clark's vision for Concordia was to provide an immersive experience for viewers, allowing them to engage with the artwork's intricate details and vibrant colors. Bahrain's Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications, Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, said that the installation aims to delight travelers at the Bahrain International Airport, serving as a striking visual element upon arrival or departure.
That's all the news we have for today. We will be back with any further updates. Until then, I'm Abdullah Ahil from PSM News.